What's up, my halal peeps? As I sit here on my first real vacation, I'd like to say in 2 to 3 years, I'm thinking about our 1 year anniversary for El Halal Amigos and all of the things that we've gone through as a team. I put it down in notes, and I'm reading off of it off another phone, and we really been through a lot as a team, and I get asked a lot. I get asked so many questions all the time by a lot of visitors. You know, what does it take to open a food truck? What was my experience like? What have I gone through? And in this video, I really feel like I want to just document this past year on how hard we worked to continue. Well, it started off as survival, but now to continue the success that we've achieved and the respect of the community. But this El Halal Amigo started off as an idea several years back when I dove into Zabia halal and eating only halal, and realizing that I couldn't eat my favorite food, Mexican food. I was always cooking it at home, cooking it with my friends, and I could never go anywhere. I got sick and tired of cheese quesadillas at Taco Bell. So we put our heads together, I want to say 5 years ago, me and Eddie, and we came up with this idea of halal Mexican food, serving really good fresh food. Also, we were also eating at a lot of taco trucks, and many of them we weren't really impressed by, and we always felt like, we had something to offer to the community with our skills. So I remember, we don't come from a lot of money, and my family's not super well off. So I remember sitting in a library before the pandemic, about a year or two before the pandemic, telling myself, hey, go to a library, sit there a couple hours a day, 5 days a week. At the time, I don't think I was managing restaurants. I took a step back and I told myself, like, I don't want to manage anymore. I don't want to work for anyone anymore in that type of way. And I was just serving tables as a waiter, and I would, before going to work every day, I would sit in the library and just Google, take notes, all the steps needed to open a food truck or a restaurant. The goal is a restaurant. More than anything, we want to get there. And then from there, I started piggybacking on other people's food trucks, friends that I know that own food trucks, visiting a lot of food trucks in LA, all the way down to San Diego and TJ, and just asking people if I could just watch what they did from morning to night, spend a good 5 to 8 hours for free working and watching people and what they go through, talking to people, taking notes. And then from there, having this idea, okay, this is what I want to do. Somewhere along the line, I had really good birria y consomme, and then I had the opportunity to travel down to Guadalajara and Jalisco and watch how they made it over there, take a lot of notes on birria y consomme, the authentic way to make it, and was thoroughly impressed, and I had to put that in our menu. Again, this is probably in 2017, 18. Then the dream was kind of starting to go together. Me and Eddie, we used, my dad put together this kitchen in his garage, and we started using that kitchen in the garage to put together a lot of these recipes that we had. And the first 100 times we cooked together, things weren't coming out the way we liked, and I just remember thinking, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? This isn't tasting the way I thought it would. And just over time, we just kept practicing, and we kept doing it and trying to get better at cooking Mexican food. So I think I tried to get a loan at that point, and I didn't get approved. And they asked for, when I was finding food trucks online and I was going to different manufacturers, they ask you to put down like 50% of $100,000 food truck. I didn't have 50 grand. And I think at that time I had a really very easy LLC business plan put together, and nobody was giving me the time of day. And even though at that time, because I've been in restaurants for so long, my connections were pretty strong, but it's really hard to ask for people for money when you don't have proof of concept. And I did have several people that really believed in me, and I had on my team, thanks to them, but not enough. It just wasn't enough. So then the pandemic hit. At that time, I think I did go back to management, and I was working at a place called Tacolicious. And I think I chose Tacolicious as a job to learn more about their story, which is really great, and learning about the Mexican cuisine in a more trendy way. And then the pandemic hit, and we all lost our jobs. And people like my best friend Eddie, and others like Daniel, and they all lost their jobs, and we were all struggling to survive at that time. Restaurants took a big hit. A lot of my friends were losing their restaurants. A lot of people that I knew were out of work, and were waiting for unemployment and not getting it. And I think at that time is when I was like, you know what, I'm really gonna use this pandemic. Yes, I was one of the people that got to get EDD and get unemployment, but I wasn't gonna waste that opportunity. I spent 8 hours a day during the pandemic, especially the first month, March and May, calling around, trying to find food trucks, trying to get approved for something, perfecting the business plan. And then Halal Amigos was kind of born from there. The branding, my father had a big hand in that. He kind of drew out the guy holding the tacos, and we were just like, this is it, we're gonna do it now, this is it, and I think Orale Habibi kind of came kind of organically, but it derives from growing up with my dad, and a lot of my friends being Hispanic, and my dad always saying Habibi, and we're like always like Orale, and it just, something we always said when we were kids was Orale Habibi. So I think that became like our slogan. But anyway, I found a food truck in Utah, and it was affordable, and I was able to raise enough money, barely enough money for the deposit, and we got approved with the help of a lot of my closest family as guarantors on a loan to get the food truck that you guys see and come out and eat. And I flew out to Utah to go look at it. From there, I think I had a little bit of money saved. We put some money down to get it delivered for like $3,000 from Utah, because I wasn't sure. I mean, the engine was really old, but the kitchen was new and it looked nice, but I knew it wasn't going to make it. So we had to get it delivered over, and then they came. So then from there, I mean, I didn't really know much about opening a food truck, but and then during COVID, with everything all shut down, the city shut down, getting it registered at the DMV was rough, because we needed something called a California insignia. And a California insignia basically states that the truck itself, the kitchen part, is approved by a California build. So I had to set up an inspection with that. They were telling me 2 to 3 months, arguing with them on the phone, asking to speak from manager to manager to manager to say, hey, can I please get an inspection for the California insignia, so that way the DMV can just look at my registration. So eventually I was able to pay for someone from Sacramento to come to San Jose just to give me a sticker that said, this is an approved California build. And then that was about a 1-month process. So I tell everybody who wants to start a food truck, get it in California. Do not get it out of state. Unless it's gonna come with that California build insignia, then that's cool. Other than that, I got to the DMV and I thought, oh, everything's all good now, you know, we're gonna DMV, I'm just gonna get my registration and we're good. No. We get there, and I can't figure out where the hell this truck was built. I can't get a hold of the person that sold it to me. I thought it was built in Utah. Actually, then he told me it was built in Florida. Then he told me it was built in New York. I didn't even know that if this truck was a delivery truck before that, or It didn't have there was a specific sticker I forgot. You have to get it from the Highway Patrol. It didn't have it placed on the food truck. It was painted over. We had no idea where it was. So DMV told me I had to go get it inspected by the Highway Patrol, which was backed up for 3 months because of COVID. Once again, I had to talk to a manager, speak to that supervisor, call every single day, nagging the Highway Patrol. I mean, I swear I could have got myself put in jail by how many times I nagged the Highway Patrol. Got to the Highway Patrol. Finally, they squeezed me in one day. They just said, screw you, man, just come in right now. Tired of you guys, tired of you calling me. So I go in, finally got that inspected, finally found out that it was built in New Jersey, and they were to track it down and give me what the DMV needed. So I went back to the DMV, lo and behold, have to get the entire truck inspected. I get it inspected, and then they take this packet of paperwork to get my registration, and they tell me, okay, we're gonna mail it to you in 6 months. At that time, I already had booked a health inspection a week later. 6 months they were gonna tell me I wasn't gonna get my registration. And there's no way a health inspector is gonna look at your truck if you don't have the registration. So once again, I had to go in the DMV. I had to beg and plead to speak to the supervisor and then speak to the next supervisor. They sent me home. I went back the next day, begged to speak to the supervisor. Can I speak to your supervisor? Can I speak to your supervisor? Please. I got people that need to work. We need money. I'm running out of money. I have to pay my lease in a month. Don't know how I'm gonna do that. I have a bunch of food sitting at a kitchen that we are cooking out of. Don't know how I'm gonna pay for that. So literally, I need you to give me my registration, you know, or else I'm screwed. So sorry, I'm just opening my notes again here. So, you know, the fight never stopped with me, and I finally got through to somebody, and they approved my registration. They gave me a temporary one. I think they were able to finally give me like a 3-month temporary registration, and I was able to go and get my health inspection. Again, the DMV was on lockdown, and so that's why they were being kind of worse than what they already are. And then you got to find a commissary. So finding a commissary is always nice. You got to find somewhere where you can park your truck every day, because you're not allowed to leave your truck. Well, the law is you're not allowed to leave your truck overnight on any site, which is why we don't keep it there every day. We have to pay for a commissary to go bring our truck back, clean it, and plug it in and all that stuff. You know, then we had to find a restaurant that we have to pay out of to cook in, and then we have to find a delivery van to bring all the food onto the van, cooked food on the van to the truck, then the truck to Fremont. It takes it's a two-man job, high labor. That's how we do it every day. Prep starts at 4 to 5 a.m. because the restaurant we prep out of, it has dinner service at night, so we have to hurry up and get everything ready for the evening. So we get in there at about 4 a.m., sometimes 3, depending on what's going on that day, which is why we're only open at night. And we accept our deliveries, then we start the cooking. Also, we kind of stand by the notion that me and the chefs that work on in the Halal Amigos, that we are a scratch kitchen. We don't like to, you know, use anything processed or cut corners. You know, everything we do is going to come from scratch. You know, real food, real produce coming in, and creating salsas, creating the marinades for whatever it is we're making. So, and then after we got the health permit, and we kind of got set up everywhere, we were able to get our Newark business license first from the East Bay, and we really wanted Fremont first, but we chose Newark because they gave it to us first. And then I was kind of driving around, and everybody was telling me, like, no, you can't park your truck on my lot. All the gas stations were rejecting me. Nobody was letting me, like, I was calling everywhere, tire shops, mechanic, everywhere I can, that I could put my truck and serve food. I mean, that was a whole nother hill that I had to go over. And I just said, screw it, man. Finally, somebody at Food Max in Newark was like, yeah, man, you know, the GM there was like, you could park here. I talked to my manager, you could use our lot. I was like, oh, cool. You know, so our very first day was at Food Max Newark. Opened our windows there, had no idea how busy we were gonna be. Tried my best to promote it on social media that we were gonna open. People were pretty excited about it. And then everybody on the Food Max shopping center got really upset that I was there for a couple days, which is understandable. So we just chose to go onto the street right in front of what at the time Chandni and Mehran, they're there and they were shut down because of COVID. But I knew, like, hey, everybody knows what Chandni is, everybody knows what Mehran is. Everybody's had a relative that has gotten married around there, or, you know, DoubleTree's hotels there. It's a great, like, starting point, you know. And it worked out really well until people started calling the cops on us, and people started getting mad that we were there selling food on the street for whatever reason they had. We weren't even causing a ruckus, but I'm not even gonna dive into that. But it's all right. It's all love. You know, people were getting really mad that we were serving food there, and we were doing it successfully. So I knew that was not a long-term place that we could be at. Plus, we were stressing the generator. So then I started driving around again, and we got a word from a local person that was like, hey, in Fremont, we finally got our Fremont permit, and then they said, hey, we got a spot for you that you should go check out. It's next to Fremont Flowers. It's over there by American High. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm gonna go check that out. You know, I walked into Fremont Flowers. I met Dirk, who's part of the chamber in Fremont, really nice guy, president of the Rotary Club at the time, and actually ran for mayor. But he gave me a shot. You know, I invited him out. He saw the vibe of El Halal Amigos. He's not a Muslim himself. I told him what halal was all about, but he loved our energy and what we were doing, and that's how we ended up at Fremont Flowers. So, you know. And then from there, you know, everything that happened with our support to all the donations we give to Islamic Relief and all the other places we partnered up with in the community. You know, we had a lot of haters for the Palestinian, you know, things we did for Palestine and the things we do for our community, and it's all right. You know, I mean, it's just all part of the deal, and all the trials and tribulations we did from starting our business from the very beginning. Any hatred that comes our way is just, we don't care, you know. And I mean, there's nothing harder than what we've been through the past several years. So and then with you know, so now we're at this point where we're just pressing on, and we're very, very happy and appreciative for all the love and support we've gotten from everybody. And, you know, to those of you who have loved what we were doing and came out and showed a lot of love and support on behalf of El Halal Amigos, we really, really appreciate you, and we love you very much. We started this business out to survive, just to survive, and to do something for ourselves during a really troubled time. And, you know, we feel very lucky. I feel very lucky to be now on vacation and relaxing a little bit, and my team feels very happy to be serving you every day. So, you know, we're very happy. Thank you so much. And I forgot to say that we're opening a restaurant. So it's official. We were able to get a restaurant. I can't say where yet, but it's going to be in San Jose. It'll inshallah be at the end of the year. So the reason why we're not doing it right away is because if anyone knows me or my team, we're perfectionists. So we need to take some time to reflect the menu of the restaurant and the concept and all of that. It's still going to be El Halal Amigos and halal Mexican food, but our food truck will still continue to go to Fremont. And thank you so much for everything, and you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.